So, SEI just pulled off a 12% rally when the rest of the market barely managed 5%, and now analysts are throwing around a 90-cent price target. That's nearly a 4 times move from current levels. Now, before you think this is just another hopium-fueled prediction, the data actually tells a pretty wild story. Stick around because what I'm about to show you might change how you look at altcoin season. What's up, crypto fam? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I break down crypto analysis without the fluff and with way too many coffee-fueled opinions. Do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe because apparently, YouTube thinks you don't like my content unless you tell them otherwise. Let's dive in. Alright, so SEI is currently trading at 22.84 cents with a market cap sitting at $1.43 billion. Now that might sound impressive until you realize it's still down massively from its previous highs. But here's where it gets interesting. The 24-hour trading volume just hit $360 million. That's not small money, folks. That's institutional interest, whale movements, and retail FOMO all mixing into one beautiful cocktail of volatility. The token gained 6.61% in the last 24 hours, which honestly doesn't sound earth-shattering until you zoom out and realize most altcoins are still bleeding or barely moving. SEI is showing signs of life when the rest of the market is on life support. That's called relative strength, and it's one of those subtle signals that separates the winners from the I should have sold at the top crowd. According to popular crypto analyst andrew.moh, SEI didn't just bounce. It absolutely demolished the market average with a 12.56% rebound compared to the broader market's weak 5.26% recovery. That's more than double the performance. Now, if you've been in crypto long enough, you know that outperformance like this either means two things. It's a dead cat bounce before the next leg down, or it's the early signal of a monster rally that everyone's going to FOMO into 3 weeks too late. And this is where my spidey senses start tingling. When a token outperforms during a recovery, it usually means smart money is positioning before the crowd realizes what's happening. It's like showing up to a party early and getting the good pizza before Chad from marketing eats all the pepperoni slices. You want to be early, not fashionably late. Let's talk about the massive prediction everyone's whispering about. Well-known analyst Martinez just came out and said, "Nothing has changed. SEI still eyes a breakout to 90 cents. Mark my words." Mark his words. That's the kind of confidence you either have when you've done the technical analysis or you're about to become a meme on crypto Twitter. But Ali's been around long enough to not throw random numbers into the void. A move to 90 cents from current prices would be a nearly 300% increase. That's life-changing money if you position correctly, or therapy-inducing regret if you sit on the sidelines. Now here's my expert take. I actually think 90 cents is possible, but not in the way most people expect. This isn't going to be a straight lineup. We're going to see violent consolidation, fake breakouts, and at least one moment where everyone thinks it's over before it rips to new highs. That's how crypto works. It's not a gentle escalator ride. It's a mechanical bull at a dive bar on a Saturday night. Let's break down why this rally might have actual legs. First, ecosystem activity is picking up. We're not just seeing speculative pump and dump action. There's actual development, partnerships, and dApps building on SEI's infrastructure. When you see real utility combined with price action, that's when you get sustainable momentum instead of a Ponzi coin that rugs in 2 weeks. Second, the sentiment data is absolutely screaming bullish right now. According to current metrics, 84% of the community is bullish on SEI's trajectory. That's not just optimistic, that's borderline euphoric. Only 16% of voters remain bearish, which means fear is basically non-existent right now. Now, contrarians might say that's a warning sign because when everyone's bullish, the top is in. But I'd argue we're still early enough in this cycle where high confidence can actually fuel the next leg up. Third, let's talk market structure. SEI is holding support levels that previously acted as resistance. That's textbook bullish behavior. When a token flips resistance into support, it creates a launching pad for the next move higher. Combine that with increasing volume, and you've got the recipe for a breakout that actually sticks instead of fizzling out like most altcoin pumps. Alright, so, I need to inject some reality here because I'm not just going to shill you hopium without the side effects. The crypto market is still, heavily correlated with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin decides to tank tomorrow because Jerome Powell sneezed during a press conference, SEI is going down with it. No altcoin is immune to a BTC dump. That's just the brutal truth of crypto trading. Also, while the community sentiment is overwhelmingly bullish, remember that sentiment can flip faster than a politician's campaign promises. One bad headline, one exchange hack, one regulatory crackdown, and that 84% bullish rating becomes 84% panic selling. This is crypto. Volatility is the price of admission. But let's assume, just for a second, that the stars align and SEI does break out. What does that actually look like? Based on historical patterns and current market conditions, I'd expect an initial move to test 35 to 40 cents first. That's roughly a 50% gain from current levels and would represent a pretty significant psychological barrier. If it clears that with volume, then 60 cents becomes the next target before the big push toward 90 cents. The key thing to watch is whether SEI can maintain momentum during consolidation phases. A lot of altcoins pump hard, then bleed slowly as early investors take profits. If SEI can build higher lows during pullbacks, that's your signal that the trend is intact and the 90-cent target isn't just fantasy. Here's another angle nobody's talking about. SEI's position as a high-performance layer 1 could benefit massively if we enter another DeFi summer or NFT resurgence. The blockchain is designed for speed and scalability, which means if developers start building the next wave of decentralized apps, SEI could be a major beneficiary. And when development activity increases, token value typically follows. Now, some of you are probably thinking, should I buy right now? And my answer is the most annoying thing you'll hear today. It depends. If you're a swing trader looking for quick gains, buying on a confirmed breakout with tight stop losses makes sense. If you're a long-term holder who believes in SEI's fundamentals, dollar cost averaging on dips is probably the smarter play. What I wouldn't do is FOMO in at the top of a green candle because some guy on YouTube, yes me, talked about a 90-cent target. That's how you end up as exit liquidity for smarter traders. Wait for confirmation, manage your risk, and for the love of Satoshi Nakamoto, don't invest money you can't afford to lose. Let's also address the fact that SEI is still relatively under the radar compared to giants like Solana or Avalanche. That's both an opportunity and a risk. On one hand, you're early to a potential moonshot. On the other hand, lesser-known projects can also vanish into obscurity if momentum dies. Do your own research, check the development activity on GitHub, read the white papers, and make informed decisions. One last thing I want to emphasize. This market rewards patience and punishes impulsive decisions. If SEI does run to 90 cents, it's not happening overnight. There will be multiple opportunities to enter, take profits, and re-enter on pullbacks. Don't let FOMO drive your trading strategy. Let data and discipline guide you instead. Alright fam. That's my deep dive on SEI and why this 90-cent prediction might not be as crazy as it sounds. Whether you're bullish, bearish, or just here for the entertainment value, I appreciate you sticking around. If you want more no BS crypto analysis, check out my other videos. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and drop a comment below telling me what you think about SEI's potential. Are we headed to 90 cents or is this just another altcoin pump that fizzles out? I want to hear your thoughts. Quick reminder before you go. This is not financial advice. Crypto is incredibly risky and you can lose everything faster than you can say not your keys, not your coins. Always do your own research. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. And seriously, don't make decisions based solely on YouTube videos, even mine. Trade safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.